Jane,
Yeah.
what better day than today to chat with you?
Uh, how
I am
wonderful.
I am so looking forward to this conversation with you. Your work is absolutely impeccable. And you just continue, I feel like, to get better and better with time. What's the secret?
Oh gosh, what is it? I'm happy and I love to work and I love doing what I do. And the last like 3 or 4 months, I haven't had anything to do. Jane was not a happy girl because I was thinking to myself, I'm winding down. Maybe I'm going to retire, and I'm not.
Okay, well, that's good to know. That is very good to know. And Jane, you're from Dalton. I
I
am
am.
actually a Chicagoan myself.
Oh, the
Yes,
Pope is from my little town. The new
yes,
Pope.
I
Mhm.
know, I know.
Yeah.
Let's
Where
get
are you
in.
from in Chicago?
Actually the South Loop area,
Okay, okay.
downtown, yeah, the South
Yeah,
Loop area,
yeah.
Chicago.
I'm in a south suburb, so yeah, I know the South
Okay.
Loop. South Loop is looking good these days.
Yeah, I know,
Yeah,
I
yeah,
know.
yeah.
So listen, Jane, I want to know when it comes to, and I mean, I'm kicking this off really hard with you. When it comes to awards,
Mhm.
because you're already a five-time Emmy Award winner, do you care about the accolades at this point in your career? Like, do you have hopes of one day landing yet another Emmy Award, an Oscar, the list, Golden Globe, the list goes on.
No, I don't, and I never have, and it's a lovely thing when they think you deserve one. I mean, it's just lovely. I would say proud, but I'm not so much proud as honored. I
Mhm.
love what I do. And when other people love what I do, oh my God, that's everything. So if that comes in the form of one of those gorgeous statuettes, that's great.
Yeah. What was that one project and or character role that you said yes to that you feel like really took things to higher heights for you? Like
Mm,
what was that one? Listen, I want to say big gig, right? But it could have been one of
right.
the
No.
smallest gigs.
Yeah, I would say best in show because that was the first time I was in. It was an ensemble movie, but I was part of the ensemble as opposed to character part, a walk on part, um, something that didn't have much to do with the plot. And I got to work with these people who were basically heroes of mine from Waiting for Guffman, which was done 4 or 5 years prior to Best in Show. So to be a part of that ensemble and kind of get into that, be a part of that machine, the Christopher Guest machine, and then I ended up doing 3 movies after that. I mean, it did blow the doors open on my career. And you said something that I said yes to. I don't say no to anything. So I
Mm.
certainly Christopher Guest coming to me saying I'd like you to be in my movie. You know what, Chris? I'm going to think about it, and then I'll get back to you. That didn't happen. I was like, yes.
So why do you not say, like, why do you not turn down roles? Why is it typically always a yes for you?
Well, because I love to work. And these days, but early on, I mean, I said yes to anything, including theater stuff. I just wanted to be in the game. I love doing it so much. I'd rather do something that maybe wasn't so great, but uh, rather than sitting at home. I always wanted to be in the game. But as time goes on, I mean, I get offered great stuff, really. Like Marvelous Mrs. Maisel, I couldn't even imagine that for myself. The Only Murders in the Building, playing Sazz, that's something I couldn't even have imagined. So that's why I say yes now, because it'd be crazy if I said,
So I want to personally know, and I'm sure the world also wants to know, what does your process look like, Jane Lynch, tapping into characters that you take on? Like, is there a lot of meditation that goes on
mm-hmm.
beforehand, a lot of research? Like, invite me into that mind frame with you.
Well, I usually, when reading it, you get a hit. And the first hit I always get is emotional. Where is this person emotionally? And then that energizes everything. And it's not something I consciously do anymore. I had a lot of training. I went to college and studied acting. I went to graduate school and was in a professional actor training program. So I had a lot of education, a lot of analysis, a lot of acting technique. And I loved it all too. I just loved it. And now I think a lot of that work lives in me on a subconscious level. But I do know that when I read something, I get a hit emotionally where this person is, and I usually get a hit where this character's vulnerability is. There's always one big Achilles heel. And again, I don't like write it down or anything. I just, oh, I know what's going on. And some
Mhm.
people like Sazz, she has a vulnerability for sure, but she's not hiding it. Like one of the things I look at is, what is this character hiding?
Yeah.
And Sazz doesn't have a lot. She's pretty open. And that's why she's such a lovely person to play. She is, you know, ashamed of her love for Charles. And she's unashamed of her own desire to, you know, be a man among men. You know, she loves being a stunt double and being in that community. She loves all the guys she gets to hang out. They respect her. She loves that. So for her, there wasn't anything hidden. But I did love playing that scene when John Hoffman just gave me such great stuff. He's the showrunner. I loved playing that scene where I get betrayed by the writer, the guy who stole my script. And
Uh-huh.
that she that's something Sazz has never experienced, that kind of betrayal. So that was really juicy to play. Was you don't do that to another person. What world
Yeah.
am I living in that you do that to another person? So that was bigger answer to your small question. So that's kind of how I work on stuff,
I love it.
fairly consciously.
Very intentionally and consciously. And I
Mhm.
love that your emotions, played
Mhm.
such a heavy role in your yeses, for lack
Yeah,
of
they
a better
do. Yeah,
word. Yeah.
absolutely. Thank you. You put that very well.
Yes. I want to talk about this double body element of Sazz.
Yeah. Hmm.
Talk to me, Jane, about the choreography behind the
Yeah.
scenes, just making sure that yourself and Steve are and was throughout the series moving to one beat on one accord
Yeah.
and in perfect alignment with one another. Like, what did that process look like?
Well, I let Steve lead the way, which is what Saz would do too. She's just always eagle-eyed on Charles. What's he doing? So we do a rehearsal for a scene and I would watch what he's doing and I'd be right there with him. And if he changed, like in the middle of the scene, like he uncrossed his legs or something, I would do the same thing. So while I'm, acting with him, I've got my eagle eye on Steve Martin to see what he's going to do. And he was always so great about it. In fact, he had the idea. There was a point where we're looking at the murder board and we're both wearing our glasses. And at the same time, we both do this with our glasses. And that was the first time we actually did something choreographed. And we both went, oh, we need to do more of this.
Yeah. What's the relationship like behind the scenes and off the big screen with yourself and Steve? And not only the both of you, but just the cast in general.
It's a really fun group of people and a very nice group of people, very smart group of people. And there is no tension. It's very chill. Sitting in they always set up chairs for us on the set. Sometimes it's in Marty's apartment, sometimes it's in the hallway, and we all sit together, and it's almost like having lunch with your favorite people. We talk about politics. We do Wordle. We talk about everything. It's just very chill, and everybody's very welcome. Like guest stars will come in and sit with us, and we'll all have a lovely talk and do the crossword puzzle together. And it's just one of those really nice sets. There's no tension. There's no someone going off in a corner and needing to have their space or anything like that. We're all of a certain age and we've been at this for a while. So that shows on the set, and everybody's so open. Like when we do the rehearsal before we start shooting, everybody's so open to what the other is thinking. And, it's very give and take and very easy.
And I also want to just piggyback off, not only yourself, but a few others having some time, under their belt in the industry. What was it like crossing paths with Meryl Streep again? And
Great.
especially in this capacity on such a fun, lively project.
Yeah.
What was
Well, it was great. You know, I mean, working with her was back in Julia, about like 2007, 2008 was will always be like a peak moment for me. Um, she's brilliant. She's, you know, she played Julia Child and I played her sister, and when she was instantly in the bigness of the character, and which invited me into the bigness of my character, and I felt safe and we had fun. And you know, then I didn't see her in however many years that was, almost 20 years. And so it was lovely to run into her. We haven't done a scene together, but we ran into each other a few times in the hallway of the dressing rooms, and it was lovely.
Is there anything in particular that you admire most about her work ethic and, you know, her style of acting?
Yeah, she's always completely connected emotionally. And she's kind of a weird person. So all of her choices are delightfully odd. And they're like nobody else. And I mean, you could go back to when she played Maggie Thatcher, and who was a delightfully odd person, Julia Child, Devil Wears Prada. I mean, she dug so deep into that woman. And so everything is very unique to her.
Yeah.
And I love that about her.
Yeah. And I kind of want to go so far as to say, I feel like it's the same with some of the roles that you have portrayed and taken on over the years. You know, I feel like there is an element of uniqueness with your personality and your character's personality, at least from my angle. Yeah.
Well, thank you. That you're putting me in the same category there. That's very flattering. Thank you.
What's keeping Jane happy nowadays? Like what moves you when you wake up every morning before you go to sleep every night? What's that thing that's like igniting that fire underneath you to keep going? Aside from loving to work a lot.
That's it. That's really it. That's the only thing that keep that and my morning coffee. I love well, if I'm having like breakfast with somebody, I live in a sweet little small town, and I have like these normal people who are my friends that I meet for breakfast, or you know, go to lunch, or we take a walk together. That turns me on because I love conversation and kind of going deep. I love that. I love sharing a meal with people. I love having people over to the house. But also the variety of work. Like I'm doing 5 or 6 different things. So I'm actually doing like 2 things, but 3 are kind of planes in the air looking for a runway. So and it's looking good for them. So I love that notion that, oh gosh, and then I'll have this, and then I'll have that, and that makes me happy.
How do you feel, or how do you feel that Only Murders in the Building will line up this upcoming award season?
Oh, I don't know.
Yeah, you don't even think like
I don't think about it. Yeah. I think that, well, what's wonderful that I've heard that people just love it. So maybe it's going to be a big deal. You know, maybe people will give it an award. You know, I've kind of heard that. Yeah, well, we'll see.
Is there anything that you're currently working on that you can share with me and the world today?
Oh, I can't. Isn't that crazy? I can't.
Okay.
But
And
I'll
what
tell you what, well, next time we have I bet I'll have some things to talk about.
I love it. And before I let you go, Jane, what can we catch you watching on television nowadays?
You know what? I don't watch television. Isn't that terrible?
Do
I
you
don't.
listen to music?
Nope. I'm a YouTube person. I like philosophy. I like near-death experience. I like astrology. I like the occult. I like all that stuff. But I will tell you, I'm doing what I can't tell you is I'm actually in pre-production for The Weakest Link, which is the game show that I do, and we're on Fox.
Yeah.
And we start shooting next week. We're in pre-production now, and we'll shoot for about a week and a half, and we'll do 11 episodes.
Oh, that's exciting.
Yeah, I'm really excited for that.
And I lied. I do have one more question for you.
Oh, go ahead.
Especially since you are a YouTuber. Jane, what do you think it is about YouTube that literally has pulled I feel like the entire world away to a certain extent from
Mhm.
traditional way of watching television. Like, what is it about YouTube?
Well, it's probably different for different people. For me, is I can find these brilliant people who I would otherwise not know, maybe not know existed unless I maybe read their books. Um, I can hear them have a conversation with another brilliant person about a subject that I'm interested in, and then YouTube gets my algorithm, and it gives me more and more and more. So I usually listen to I like if they're about an hour long. So I listen to long form conversations. So that's why I love YouTube.
Oh, thanks for that. Listen,
Mm-hmm.
Jane, it was such a pleasure virtually
Back at
meeting
you.
you. Thank
Same
you
here.
so much for your time today. And we
You
love
bet.
you in Only Murders in the Building. And I'm
Thank you.
excited for everything more that's to come with you.
Me too. Thank you so much. And I look forward to talking to you again.
Thank you. Likewise. Bye, Jane.
Bye bye, honey.